What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the See You All for You channel for a 5-minute preview of this upcoming midweek game. It is, of course, Peterborough United. Carlisle versus Peterborough in Sky Bet League One, Brunton Park, under the lights. It is Tuesday, the 3rd of October. Where has this year gone? And it is, of course, it is a 7:45 kickoff. Tuesday night, as a lot of you probably will know, floodlight football is my favourite type of football. Football under the lights is unbeatable. Anyway, Peterborough United were founded in 1934. Their manager, of course, a very well-established name in management. We have Darren Ferguson, son, of course, of Sir Alex Ferguson, probably one of the greatest managers to ever do it. Their stadium is the Western Home Stadium that holds 15,134 miles to miles from stadium. Stadium is 226 one way, so that's a hell of a journey. Last season they finished in the playoffs in 6th position with 77 points. Obviously that famous game against Sheffield Wednesday last season, and this season they sit in 5th position with a respectable 17 points. So to look at the previous 5 games then, Peterborough drew 1-1 with Leighton Orient. They then got a 3-0 win over struggling Cheltenham, 10-men Cheltenham as well. They went to Bolton and got a 1-1 draw against the 10-man Bolton, and then they were knocked out of the EFL Cup in the 3rd round against Mansfield. The game finished 2-2, but Mansfield took a 3-1 win on penalties. And then this past Saturday, Peterborough with a comfortable home 2-0 win over Bristol Rovers. Carlisle's last 5 games in, that 1-0 defeat against Accrington, thanks to a Collie Whelan own goal. We then had the 2 away days where we got decent points on the road, that 2-2 against Stevenage, 1-1 against Lincoln. Derby, of course, beat us 2-0, and then Wickham followed that up this past Saturday with a 2-0 defeat, where Carlisle were down to 10 men after a Jocko Anderson red card, which will see Thomas Hawley back in the sticks for this game. And of course, they got a penalty before the experience of Sam Vokes finished the game at 2-0. And Carlisle had good spells in the game, but we shot ourselves in the foot. We pressed self-destruct, and you can't do that in League One. You can't do that in League Two, but you especially can't do that in League One. But let's have a look at the head-to-head between Peterborough and Carlisle. Most recent game was in 2014. It's mental. I always say I didn't do this series last year, but it's crazy how many teams that we haven't played. If you looked at Derby, we're going back to the 80s and stuff, and Peterborough here, this is 9 years ago now, coming into 2014, but that was in the FA Cup in 2014 where Peterborough got a 2-1 win, and you can see the rest of the results on your screen there. League One and League Two, going back all the way to 2000. Not the best results against Peterborough, but to meet the teams then, so we've got a couple of faces there. I've picked out Jack Armour. I think Jack Armour's been fantastic, serving to the club, and I think he's been pretty decent this season, if not quite quiet, but that's maybe because he's had such a good season last year, you not notice him as much, but he's always a solid performer. Jack Armour gives a minimum of a 7 out of 10 week by week, so he's our player to watch for me. Peterborough's player to watch was tricky. I've picked out Johnston Clark-Harris because obviously he's an absolute goal machine. He's a quality player. Absolutely no doubt about it. Championship level, League One level, top player, top striker, knows where the back of the net is. I'm not sure if he's currently playing for them though. Obviously he had the whole transfer thing where he was going back to Bristol Rovers and he sort of didn't. But for me, if he plays, he's definitely going to be the player to watch. And the familiar face there was Jacob Wilding, who scored for Swindon last year at Brunton Park in that 1-1 game, where Tristan Dennis levelled the scoring for Carlisle in a 1-1 game. So, what's my prediction? It's there. I don't know. I think we're going to get beat, if I'm being honest. I think Peterborough have had a very good start to the season. Very respectable start in 5th position. I think Carlisle United were struggling at the current moment in time. Thomas Hawley back in nets is something that I'm positive about, because I'd like to see Thomas Hawley in the sticks, even if Anderson wasn't suspended. So I went with an unchanged team, apart from the goalkeeper. Obviously Thomas has to come in because of the red card, and then Gabe Rees on the bench. But yeah, I went with a 2-0. I think Peterborough are a very strong team. If we were to get beat and we give it a good go, it's a respectable performance. But at the same time, we're up Brunton Park, so you just never know. You know, we could nick a goal. It could be a 1-1. It could be a 1-0 Carlisle. I'm going to go with a defeat. That's maybe looking at the negative side. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're new here, why not subscribe for some weekly Sky Bet League One action? And thank you so much for watching. I have been See You All For, and I'll see you in the next one. Hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, 'cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light.